Hello everyone! Welcome to a new walkthrough. This is a game you will not find on shelves, people. It's a Pokemon ROM hack. A ROM hack of Gold version. And the game is called Pokemon Prism. Hey everyone, I'm your host, DeoGenZ. Welcome to this new walkthrough of Pokemon Prism, my first ever ROM hack of a Pokemon game on this channel. So, I am mainly a Pokemon LPer, as you may or may not know. So, I decided that, you know what? It's 2011. Yes, this is the summer 2010 beta. But I found this game last year, and I had wanted to do a LP of it for quite some time. Now I'm at the point where I can record this without worrying about the sound glitches. And also, I'm producing great borders for it as well. Now, this, of course, I like to try out different things each walkthrough, so this is going to be a bit of a different border style. I'm going to try having my roster on the sidebar over to the right, so you'll be able to see what level my team is at, even if I cut battles. If I make an level up or evolution, you'll know about that as well. So, something new, as well as something new with the ROM hack. Let me know what you guys think of this. The link will be in the description as to where you can find this amazing ROM hack. And like I said, last year I discovered this game, and it took me some time to decide if I wanted to complete it or not, and do an LP of it. Now, I had previously done a lot of research into ROM hacks, especially Crystal and Gold and Silver ROM hacks, since Crystal's my favorite game, and was looking for one to LP. This one seemed to be one of the most top-notch out there. It actually takes one of an alternate story that I always praise and preach about in my regular traditional Pokemon RPG walkthroughs. I say all the time, hey, wouldn't it be awesome if there was an alternate story? And so these guys, the makers of Pokemon Prism ROM hack, they made you start out as the perspective of Lance's child. That's right, Lance from the Pokemon League. 3 years later, Brown of Seashore City in Region becomes the Region champion. And they even have different regions like Region, which we'll learn about later. Yet another child by the name of, this is us, DeoGenZ. And so, in order to play this game, you need a ROM of, a legitimate ripped ROM, might I add, of Pokemon Gold. And unfortunately, I cannot help you as to how to get that, but once you do, you just patch the game over, look up YouTube videos of it, Google is your best friend. So, see, while the child's father is Lance, the child has yet to attempt to become a Pokemon trainer. So isn't that interesting? Lance's kid isn't even a Pokemon trainer. But now a new chapter begins! And welcome to the world of Pokemon Prism. Let's check out the menu. So that's the same. Profile looks jazzy. And here we are, guys. So, this is a ROM hack. If you've never seen one before, what it does is it uses all the palettes and uses similar stylings of music. I wouldn't say it uses the same music. Some ROM hacks do use the same music, but others, like this one, replace it with its own, but it does stay 8-bit chiptunial. And it uses all the textures, and it uses the sprite packs of the game that it's hacking over. So what you'll find is gold. You'll find all the gold images and sprites that you knew from that classic Johto title. Except it's going to be rearranged and reworked into a new story that is the Prism game. And it's a different region with different Pokemon that you might not even expect. So, the minecart is broken. Figures. Might as well call Vladimir Z. He might know something about minecarts, but what's this? A Larvitar, just sitting outside of its Pokeball. Not even in the wild. It's a Larvitar. Take it? Odd. This Larvitar hands you a Pokeball. Well, I guess it wanted to be caught. Alright, guys, well, we've received our first Pokemon. Already, in the non-traditional sense, we just plucked a Pokemon from the wild. And it kind of gave itself up. Pretty much. It kind of wanted to be captured by the looks of it. Giving us a Pokeball to put it in. I guess that's what you could assume. So, we have Rex at level 5, and already you can see we've got our roster to the right of our Game Boy Color that has special, wonderful ROM hacks in it. The Hack Boy Color. And it's pretty interesting. This looks like quite the maze. And here is a wild Pokemon. You could hear that they've got custom music on it. And Larvitar enters the field. So we don't have the normal type to choose from between fire, grass, and water. A lot of ROM hacks, what they'll do is allow you to choose from all the starters of all the regions. And what's really cool about this is some of these games, like if it's a gold ROM hack, say you want to have 3rd gen and 4th gen starters in there, well, how do you do that? What people do is hack in their own textures. They do recolorings of the 4th and 3rd gen teams and Pokemon with gold colors. They extract the color, then recolor the sprites. It's a cool process that you can actually look into on YouTube, and it's awesome. And there's a lot of that actually in this game too, happy to say, which is one of the leading reasons I wanted to show it off to you guys. Very awesome in the work of ROM hacking. In my opinion, ROM hacking is programming a game. You're reworking someone else's creative work, but I mean, come on, this is on the level of a fan fiction story that people have wanted to read. And no, Matt, if you're listening, not talking about that kind of fanfic, but you know, this is a reworking of the Pokemon tale and journey that we all have yearned for. You know, maybe not this story specifically, but a lot of people want to get different perspectives. That's why Minecraft mods are so cool. That's why texture packs for Brawl are cool, and Little Big Planet levels that are user-created are cool. We're always looking for different stories and different perspectives, and the ROM hack of Pokemon really allows that to happen. So if we just get... Yes, here we go. Into finally a battle. I wanted to get into a battle that showed off not just a Geodude, but a 4th gen Pokemon in 2nd generation sprite form. So you could see it's using the blue coloration that would be found in gold, and it's Shinx's sprite, but it's just 8-bitomized, kind of. Or more like, what was Game Boy Color? 32-bit or 16-bit? Not sure. But it has the stylings of Game Boy Color, and it's very awesome. So that's not the only enemy that we'll see that's from another generation that was not of this era when the game was non-hacked. And just a reminder, this is a Pokemon Gold hack. So underneath this is gold, and over it is Prism's story and reworking of textures. Now this is pretty cool. This has to be a custom Larvitar texture here, this little running around sequence too. But I say it's custom because they had to overlay a sprite over a walking NPC, something like a character of Wii, except they recolored it to look like Larvitar. So we can't fit in this hole, but again, our Larvitar can. So look at that, we get to see the Larvitar sprite once more and even control it. So still battling is the same as Larvitar. No difference there. You could even use potions on yourself. And you have dirt-munching powers. I'm just cutting all the battles because they're Geodudes and Shinx and Zubats. Nothing special. So you actually bothered to clear that path? Someone knows I exist. How motivating for me to live on. Please, accept this reward. So, kind of have a little bit of an emo Larvitar there. If we hadn't come by and checked out... Oh, he gave us Soft Sand. Good. Powers up our ground moves. When we get a ground type move, that will help out Rex tremendously. But a bit of an emo Larvitar there. If we didn't come by and check on it, what would it have done? Burrowed its head in these dirt mounds and just forgot about the rest of this Prism walkthrough? That would be awful, wouldn't it? This is just getting started. And enough of these wild Pokemon. What's this button here for? Awesome. Sweet. So it's similar to a 5th gen mechanic of moving boulders into holes, except you do it with a button instead of the actual TM, or HM I should say. But that's just this sequence here. And I wonder if the developer's going to program any more sequences where you get to walk around as Larvitar, because that was pretty cool. A nice mechanic that is somewhat exclusive to Prism, and we'll see some different things in Prism too. I'll point them out as we go along that definitely change the design of Pokemon and is something that you don't see the main company thinking up in their RPGs overall. So in this dark sector of the cave, we receive an Oron Berry, which I recommend attaching to your starter Pokemon, which would be, of course, Larvitar. There's no other option. And moving on from there, because it will heal your Pokemon once it goes in the orange. And this is the first town, guys, so checking out the Pokemon Center. Very nice inside, colored and well sprited, with nice cheerful music too. Not the same Pokemon fanfare that we're used to, but enjoyable nonetheless. Chiptunes are awesome. That's all I can say. Pokemon centers are great. They heal Pokemon in no time. And also, of course, they have custom texture or custom speech text boxes. So we're going to run into some humorous dialogue as we go on through this game. And like that, the Vanishing Boy disappears. And this city is Caper City, blanketed under snow.